This video is sponsored by DecalWorks, offering 10% off all graphics to retail customers. Use the promo code RX10 at decalmx.com to receive 10% off your graphics.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another Racer X Garage Build, another special edition, if you guys want to call this thing. So, as I get older, I'm 45 right now. Some of my friends are like, hey, I don't want to go ride the track anymore. I want to have a dirt bike, but I want to go relax, have a good time with my buddies. So, they're taking up dual sport riding. So, we have a 2018 FE 350 Husqvarna bike right here with Jay Clark. Totally rebuilt this thing. And what's cool about dual sporting is you get your buddies, you have a good time, you go ride some trails, you go ride some fire roads, go eat a little bit, and then go back home, and you get that release, I guess, that you want to call it. Some people, they have stressful jobs, and you don't want to add stress to that by going to the track and worry about crashing or getting landed on. So let's go ride some dual sport bikes, have fun with your buddies, and it's fall weather in Southern California right now, so it's very, very nice to go ride up in the Southern California mountains. We are here just behind Silverwood Lake, which is just below Arrowhead, California. So I'm going to ride this thing, grab Jay Clark, and talk about this whole bike right here. You are not going to miss me on the trail or on the street with this Dago plastic. Holy crap, it is bright. But we're going to go try this thing out, find my inner old guy, and ride some dual sport bikes. Be back soon. Okay, guys, just wrapping up here. What a beautiful, relaxing day up at Silverwood Lake. It's a great time for me. I haven't really been dual sporting that much, and this 2018 FE 350 that Jay built was really fun for me to ride. The last few tests I've been doing, I've noticed that I've had a pre-notion of like, it's just going to be another test, and then I've been pleasantly surprised. So today was one of those times where I'm like, it's going to be kind of a boring shoot for me, but then once I was here and riding this thing and went up in the trails and just how beautiful the scenery is, it's really relaxing for me. So I had a great time. So Jay, break down the bike. How much you bought it for one? Because I know you get these bikes at a steal. And then I asked Jay if I could actually buy this bike, and he said no. So explain this whole thing.
Okay, so the bike is, I bought it for a good deal, let's just say. Okay, I got it from one of our fans, and he was in Pennsylvania. The bike wasn't running well. And so we got it, and we solved the electrical issues. It had an electrical issue. We solved that. And so then I was like, hey, we might as well just do this thing right. I'm going to build myself my ultimate dream dual sport, which I've always been more of a moto guy, but I'm getting more into trail riding. And out here in California, it's way better to have a dual sport, a street legal dual sport. So, and then I'm back and forth to Utah and California, so it's nice to be able to be street legal wherever you're at. And so it allows you just to go to way more trails. And so we went off on this thing. And so I took the engine to Race Tech, and Andrew ported this thing. And we also put SXF 350 cams in it and springs. So now this thing, because it's really corked up stock, so now it really breathes. And then put the engine back in, and we took it in there. He mapped it with a Vortex to that engine setup.
Okay,
so that's
why
this
explains why it's so peppy and fun.
Right.
I was expecting a little bit more of a mellow power. But
so I didn't tell him any of this before. He's like, we'll just talk about it after I ride it. Yeah. So it is substantially faster. I'm going to say this thing's about 10 to 12 horsepower more than a stock one.
Yeah.
So a stock 350, whether it's a KTM or a Husky. So it's substantially faster. It feels pretty close to a motorbike, the way this thing rips. So Andrew did a great job on the engine. And then a lot of the other stuff is a lot of really cool dual sport products. Like Moto has his blinkers and his little controls here for the start stop, and it allows you to run the controls at a proper place. On these dual sports, you find that there's a lot of little things you can do to really customize them. Moto Minded makes a headlight bracket, and then they use the Baja Designs light in there. Of course, the IMS big tank, we want to be able to go a long way. Moto also makes this rear piece so that it's really tucked in and small. The stock ones will get caught in the rear tire when you're out there, slamming around, and they fall off. So really trim and sleek. Of course, you love this plastic from UFO with our decal
I'm a little
graphics.
less, hey, look at me kind of guy, but I respect that people are going to be able to see you if you're riding on the street.
Right, and I am pretty timid on the street. I'm always, I am looking
Yeah.
all over.
The same, I'm the same way.
You're the same way.
Yeah.
If we're moto guys, you're paranoid on the street.
Yeah.
And so, the most street I ride is like stuff like what we see here, where I'm out, I'm not in the city so much. I try to get away pretty quick. And in Southern California, the summers are pretty miserable. That's why I like to go track, get it in early.
Yeah.
So I don't do a lot of dual sporting even in the summer in California. In Utah, Idaho, it works great in the summertime up in the mountains. It's awesome. We did take a few of our dual sports up to Mammoth this year. It was a really good time. So, and this bike's just been awesome, an awesome build. Got some great stuff on there.
Thing we didn't talk about too is the tires. So
Yeah.
I've never ridden with these tires, and I thought it was gonna be a little bit looser than it was, and it was pretty good.
Yeah, these are Ian 91 Dunlop tires. They were designed for the ISDE racers, because every year Dunlop sends a crew of ISDE riders, and then they haven't had a really good choice. And these are street legal, and they're within the spec for the Euro standard. They have like a height spec and all that. So they're in there, so they qualify for ISDE, and they're DOT approved front and rear tires. So they get a really good grip, and they work really well.
Yeah, so for me, like Jay said, he did not tell me what this bike was like. I went on it, and it's very peppy. It's moto-y, but also I can run third gear and lug it, which you'll see in some of these videos that you have to climb up the hills. Actually, engine braking, I do feel like it has enough engine braking where I'm kind of planted to the ground. You'll see me mess up a couple times coming down the hill. It's really loose and dry here today, but very fun engine. No problem lifting the front wheel up if you're coming onto the street. Man, you just get, as moto guys riding dual sports, I feel like you're just ready to go at any time. So lofting that front wheel up for a couple hundred feet is pretty fun, and then getting up in some of these roads, man, it's a blast to ride. The suspension is built for a plusher older gentleman like Jay here, so it's a little bit soft for me, but soaks up all the small imperfections of the Jeep roads that we've been riding here today. And it just feels like a motorbike, and it feels like you're cheating because you're on the street and you're like, oh man, I'm legal.
Right.
So you're looking around thinking someone's gonna catch me. You're like, oh wait, I'm fine and legal.
Right.
So
Right.
You'll see in some of this GoPro, I just peel off on some of these trails and enjoy myself looking out over Silverwood Lake here, and it really reminds me of how relaxing and nice riding a dirt bike is. And it's not always about riding motocross. I think I'm getting older, Jay, and it's a double-edged sword for me because I'm having fun doing this, but also I know that I'm getting older. So grab a couple buddies, go get breakfast, a few-hour ride, come back, go home. Sounds like a great day. So
Yeah.
Very fun build, 2018 FE350. If you have any questions, you can always hit me up, chris@keeferinctesting.com. And of course, Jay here builds plenty of that stuff. You can go to @DirtBikeTV1.
That's it.
On Instagram, and there's plenty of how-to tutorials and things that Jay does over there. So make sure you stick around to RacerXOnline.com for more information about bike builds and other races that we're going to be having coming up. World Supercross, we got whole new thing, 2023 Supercross series coming up, so stay tuned to RacerX Online, and don't forget to subscribe. 12 issues, $30. It's nice to have print magazines in the house still. That's good.
I still enjoy it.
You subscribe?
Oh yeah, every month. I still love them.
All right, we'll be back here for another build next month. See you guys.
See ya.
The places dirt bikes can take you, people. This is amazing.